This podcast is about answering your questions. Questions about SEO, questions about AI, how AI is changing SEO, and what you should do about it as a business owner. To send in questions of your own, visit meredithhusband.com/podcast. Next question, please.
The question is, I know you prefer Semrush, but do you think this is worth it? $290 for lifetime access at Ubersuggest.
Okay, so Ubersuggest is something that's similar to Semrush. At least it claims to do something very similar to Semrush, and it's quite a bit cheaper. And so it's fairly popular. I've never used it myself. I cannot recommend it. There's a particular reason I do not recommend it, but then there's also an issue with what I see as a $290 lifetime membership. But first, Ubersuggest was founded by a guy named Neil Patel. And Neil Patel has been around for a while in the SEO industry. Neil Patel's first 2 or 3 companies were, I won't say shut down, but they shut down because they got such a bad reputation for being scams that they couldn't continue. I don't think they necessarily went bankrupt, but when a reputation gets so bad that everybody knows it's or thinks it's such a scam, there's no longer much point in keeping it going. So what it seems to me he did is he shut the company down and then basically restarted it with a different name. He's done that a few times. So he doesn't have the greatest reputation. I know as far as the public is concerned, you've probably seen blogs about him. He seems like a real lovely, cute little guy. I haven't met him in person, but I've seen him in person. I've seen him speak. Not my opinion, again, not a cute, lovely guy. But that's the reason I don't recommend using Ubersuggest. Is the reputation that he has for scams in the past. Now, I can't say for sure it's a scam. I know this of his companies so far, Ubersuggest is the most popular one he's had. So it's, in terms of popularity, it's the most successful one he's had. So, but I don't want to call people scams, but I do suggest do your research. If you're thinking of using Ubersuggest, I would just do a Google search or a Gemini search for Neil Patel scams. Or Neil Patel scams, Ubersuggest. You're going to find a lot of information there. I don't know what the complaints are about Ubersuggest in particular, but with a $290 lifetime membership, I'm fairly certain that there's going to be something there that you're not happy with. Maybe it doesn't come with, there's going to be something that's not upfront about, or it doesn't get support, and my thought on just a $290 lifetime subscription, when that sort of thing is offered, it makes me think, well, is that company doing well? Would a company that has something that's really worthwhile and valuable and has a strong future, would it offer that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what their price is normally, but $250 or $290 for a lifetime is awfully cheap. It makes me wonder, well, are they going out of business next month? And this is them. Yes, who knows? That's just where my mind goes. But regardless of that, do a search for Ubersuggest scams, or if you want more of a background about the guy who founded it, Neil Patel scams. Okay. Also, that brings me to an interesting point. It's similar to Semrush. It sort of does stuff that at least it claims is same things as Semrush does. And I do, and the person who wrote in with this question knows, and and I think everybody listening knows, I like Semrush. Semrush is what industry pros use. Semrush very recently was purchased by Adobe. Yeah, I have no idea what Adobe was thinking or planning, but it was, I think, $1.9 billion. So you don't spend that kind of money without having some sort of plan or strategy. So they must have something in mind. I just have no clue what it is.
Right. And that also shows its worth.
Yeah. They're not buying Ubersuggest for $2 billion. Exactly. No. And it makes me wonder about what's going to happen with Semrush now that Adobe I don't know what their plans are. I don't know, but that's like you said. And I have noticed in the last few months, before this deal was announced, I have noticed some changes with Semrush. And they are a little, they're not great change. Like I've been using Semrush for 20 years. And usually every change that comes out, I'm like, oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. These changes that have started popping up, I'm like, oh, that's weird. That's not normal Semrush behavior. And it's things like, oh, we're going to charge more for this thing. And we got this new thing. We're going to charge more. And everything is like, we're going to charge more. We're going to charge more. We're going to charge more. And that's just not, with my experience in using Semrush, it's not how they operate. I have no idea if it has anything to do with this deal or not, because
seems like it.
Seems like it. But again, it was, you don't put together a $2 billion deal on one day. So I don't know how long this has been in the works. I don't know what was agreed to beforehand. But like I said, I noticed these changes over the last few months, which was before this deal was announced. But that makes me wonder also about the future of Semrush. Like, I don't know. It might be fine, might get better. Who knows? I don't know. But when I saw Adobe was buying it, I'm like, what the hell is Adobe going to do in the search world?
Yeah.
But anyway, their claim, and they haven't made any plans specific, but the sort of high level release is that, they want to get into agentic search. Get no idea what that means. No clue. Yeah. So we'll see. But to answer this question, I do not suggest Ubersuggest. I do not suggest Ubersuggest. But that's just me. I know it is cheaper. I know there probably are people out there who use it who are happy with it, but I suggest doing your research before you jump in.
So the Ubersuggest, is that Uber?
No, that has nothing to do with Uber, the company.
It's not like Uber Eats, Uber.
No, it's not. I think Ubersuggest, I don't know how long it's been around, but it's completely independent of the company Uber. Nothing to do with it. But
it has the word Uber in it, and everyone's going to assume that it has to do with Uber. Well, I would think.
Maybe that's his MO. Maybe that's what he wanted.
But it doesn't have anything to do with...
It has nothing to do with Uber.
All right, that's a little confusing.
Yeah, I think Uber...
that it was.
Uber, what does it mean? And is it German? It means just like...
Yeah, it's like the ultimate. Uber.
Yeah, I think that's all it means in this context.
Yeah, but it's pretty much clear culturally. Everyone knows what Uber...
Again, I don't know. It could be that Ubersuggest was around before the car company. I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know. Anyway.
That's weird.
This podcast is about answering your questions. Questions about SEO, questions about AI, how AI is changing SEO, and what you should do about it as a business owner. To send in questions of your own, visit meredithshusband.com/podcast.